Hey crafty friends, I'm back again to continue on with my sale of vintage antique ephemera packs. So where we're at now is the medium size ephemera packs. So I'd like to show you what you get. No two are exactly alike, but they're very similar, same amount of items and things, and they're all vintage or antique inside. Okay, they'll come packaged, the mediums will come packaged like this. And so let's get started. I left this one open so I could show you a good idea of what you would get. I have 3 of these available. Okay, let me adjust my camera. Okay. Ooh, it's hot today here. Okay, so first of all, you get a little bag here of things I took out of the 1889 scrapbook that I purchased and have been hoarding. So I put together a little pack here of items that I'm willing to share here with you. So I'll just flip through them really quickly here. You can see I took them right out of the scrapbook. There are different kinds of calling cards and little things like that. They're mostly card. Well, they're all card actually. So you can see all vintage, antique. Like I said, these are from the 1800s. Some had things on the back side, and I couldn't get them loose, so I just, had to make a decision there and pick one or the other. So these are really cool, though. I really like these. So you get a good assortment of sizes and types. Okay, so that are those. Okay, then the rest of the stuff here is just miscellaneous ephemera. Same thing, vintage or antique. So you can see the beautiful color of this paper and everything. This is railroad ephemera right here. So is this. So are these. There was 2 there. Oh, there we go. Some of this stuff is really fragile because it's really old. I don't know how old that one is, but here's a couple old like postcards that are postage already added to them. Some receipts from an old receipt book I have. It's very old, and it's in duplicate, so those open like that. So you get quite a few of those. And that's the back of them. Guest check here. It's from an old what do they call it? Wildflower book. Get a couple pages out of that. Here's another railroad piece of ephemera. This is from a utility bill from Wyoming. I forget what year, but it's pretty old. It's falling apart there. Here's an old certificate about the home library from 1915. Here's a few index cards. These aren't really that old, but I just threw them in there. Some old flashcards. Some of these craft cards with the punched out holes. They're not really that old, but I threw them in there. Here's some vintage, like deposit slips, really long. So I gave you few of those. They're folded in half. Here's some duplicate copies from 1967 from checkbook, or receipt book, I mean. Oh, and this is really old. This was out of the scrapbook from the 1800s, and this was a handmade little Valentine's card. So cute. From you know, to my Valentine, to mother and father. Get that. Here's something out of that scrapbook. Card there. This is very old. A couple pages from the New York American Garden book. Here's a few, or one with a duplicate rent receipt. These are the registers from some checks. The side, and they're from like the 40s. So you get some that are marked and some that are blank. Here's a very old newspaper ad from the Prudence Penny column. So, very fragile. Here are some more duplicate receipts from, I don't know where, but they're old. Here is an actual letter from 1939, and the letter is inside. That's the envelope. I won't take the letter out, but there's a letter in there. Here is a library pocket, and it's sticker backed. I thought I'd throw that in there. This is from some kind of auto bridge practice game set. These are old. So I gave you a few of those. Here is some pages from Railway Mail, vintage information about that. Here is a piece of stationery from my mom's old pad from the 60s. Here's a couple weekly time cards. These are always fun. Trifold. Here we go with some more railway baggage tracer form. And another railway central mailway, I don't know what it is. It's another form, but it's on real thin paper. This is very old. This in paper is really neat. This is from 1870, and you can see that. There you go. That's how that looks. Really old. Here's an old receipt from the 20s. Or invoice, whatever you want to call it. Another one here. Here's another one. This is from the 20s. Really neat paper. There's another one here. These are all from my hoard vault of stuff that I just love, and there's a hoarding there. Some are folded in half because they're big. So this is from 1925, and I've parted with just a few of my favorites from my friend Venka. Just a few. And so they're from Norway. Isn't that cool? And this is from 1970. Here's some old checks, unused, in the Second National Bank. And it has the attached, whatever you call that, register where you keep track of the checks you wrote. So you get 6 checks. Some more. It's from 1925, both of these. There's another one from Norway. I'm not sure the date of that on there, but it's old. Then these here are from an old gardening kind of record-keeping book that I have. So I gave you a few pages as vegetables, and they're double-sided. Fruit, planning and design, gardening year. This like horticulture stuff. So you got those. Here's an old children's book, and the double page. And these are really old. Just thought they were kind of fun. These were old rub-ons from back in the day. It's on this cool paper. This is from an old Household Hints little booklet. This is very old. It's from an old almanac. And you get a couple of the full pages. Like that. I forget what year this is. I think it was like 1914 or something like that. This is an old calendar and a record keeper from 1947 for new moms for the newborn baby. So, give you a couple of those. It's falling apart, but it's pretty cool. And last but not least are a couple pages from this lettering book that I have. I forget what year it was, but it's vintage. So there you go, and that's that. So that's the medium. It's pretty hefty. Good assortment of different items. I love all this stuff. Great for your journals and all that. Got most of them from auctions or scrapbook, you know, that I found at like flea market or auctions or whatever. So anyhow, that's the medium one, and it goes for $20. And yeah, so I thought I would share that one with you, and it'll be wrapped up nice and put in a plastic bag like these right here. Okay, so I will be right back with the large ephemera packs to share with you. All right. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in a minute. Bye-bye.